Good morning. I am Michael, and I was lucky enough to be a part of the Alamosa trip. I'd say the biggest moment for me was on Wednesday we did the food desert activity where we were all assigned the store. My group was Morgan, Toot, and myself. We were assigned the loaf and jug. And so we went to the loaf and jug, and we had about $36 of imaginary money to spend. And right when you walk into the store, all of the junk food was right there. So we were part of a family of, or imaginary part of a family of 3. So kids might force their parents to buy them all the junk instead of essentials. Also, we had to walk because most people don't have cars, so we had to walk everywhere they go, even if the closest store was 2 miles away. That just shows how much these people have to work to get food on their table. And for us, it's basically just 10 steps to the cupboard or a 2-minute drive to the store. I'd say this trip has changed the way I view people. I think many people say they're different, but they're not any different. They're people who just want to live a normal life, and we shouldn't judge them on their appearances. Something that I uniquely brought to the group was fun. I always tried to make things fun and making sure my group was having a good time. All of us enjoyed playing basketball at the soup kitchen and making all the people watching entertained. My mission trip showed me that everyone, no matter their appearance or privilege, are all loved by God and are a part of this world. One last special moment I experienced. The first day of our trip, we all went to chop wood. I knew that for every piece of wood we chopped, we all knew we were helping someone in the St. Louis Valley stay warm because their winters get to be below 40. Thank you.
My name's Thurbil. I had the opportunity to go on the New York trip. This trip was a first for many things. First time on an airplane, first time in New York, first time riding the subway, first time seeing a giant rat. But no matter, besides the rat, so many things we did were amazing. We helped these people who didn't have this help every day. We helped all kinds of people. We helped people clean. We make food, serve food. We help people build things. These things just were amazing to do. Nothing we did on this New York trip was boring. Everything piqued my interest. Everything was fun. Everything was exhilarating. One of the more exciting things was when we went to the Riverside Church on top. I guess Morgan didn't know this, but I was afraid of heights. And if you didn't know, Riverside Church is probably the tallest church in America. So going on top of that was another first. Also, one of the many things was probably going back to the theater/church. Was every night at debrief, Sandrene would come back with a story about God were doing something odd or him having an awkward moment almost every day. One of the funny ones was how he fell asleep on the subway and nearly got lost. That was fun. One of the more spiritual things about this trip was I got to witness how people are always helping everyone else, and they're doing this out of the goodness of their hearts. They do this every day, take the time out, they're living, they're all hard-earned cash for this stuff. And it was amazing to help them for that 1 week, and the fact that we actually did something. But I liked how that we could actually bring that back here and change Denver. Every place we went, every day was always fun. We'd always talk with them, always build a connection, always interact. At one area, I forgot, it was an apartment where it was a pantry actually. It was me, Paul, and Jack. We were sweeping the leaves in the back, and one of the workers came and Paul, Jack, and him had the most heated argument about sports I've seen. It was amazing to watch. Yeah, that trip was a first. I was glad I was able to go on it. Thank you.
Hello. My name is Taylor, and I went, as Morgan said, on the New York trip with the high school part of the youth group. And New York is one of my favorite places. This would be the second time that I've been. The first time was a little more touristy. You know, we went to all the different memorials, and we went to Ellis Island and all that. And so I thought it was a pretty cool place, you know, with a lot of businesses and a lot of really big, flashy stuff. But this time when I went on the trip, I was able to immerse myself. So I actually felt like I was a citizen. I felt like I was part of the city, which is a really different experience than just being a tourist and looking at all the sights. There's so much diversity. Like everywhere you look, there's somebody who's from a different country or who just moved here or has a different religion. It's so interesting. I don't really see a lot of that where I live. And I think that's a good experience that everyone should have in their lifetime. When I did the immersion, I was with a couple of my friends and a leader, and we shared a slice of pizza with a homeless man, and we talked to him a little bit. And I noticed that a lot of people gave us some weird looks when we were sitting down and talking with him. Like, why are you talking to this man? What is he gonna do to make your life better? And honestly, I feel like if I hadn't taken the chance to sit down and talk with this person, then I wouldn't be the person who I was today. And I feel like more of us should try that. And we should have more of an open mind about what people are going through, because you just never know. I became closer with a lot of my friends in the youth group than I was before. And I honestly feel like I belong in Calvary Youth Group. I can't really see myself anywhere else, to be honest. So, all in all, I had a great experience, and I'm willing to talk about it more if you want to ask me about it later. So, thank you, Morgan, for giving me this opportunity.
Hi, my name is Dinu, and I'm one of the students that went on the mission trip to New York. First of all, thank you for all the people that helped make it possible for Calvary Youth Group to go to New York. It was very memorable. The trip is 1 week that I never forget. So each day of the week, we would volunteer at a different soup kitchen, and we were able to interact with the people there that came to the soup kitchens. And they each explained how they still have faith that their lives would get better through God. And seeing that most of them had a smile on their face when they walked in gave me a new perspective on never letting pain take over my life. Their enthusiasm to live life without being unhappy was a beam of sunshine on its own. And their laughter was also very contagious. I remember one guy came up to me and he was like, "You look like you're going to be the Secretary of State." That was interesting. So when we weren't called in to volunteer at a soup kitchen, we would have more hands-on work, such as finding an inventory of a pantry or gardening for a to-be flower or vegetable garden, which I personally enjoyed doing these activities because they had more instantaneous results. Especially the gardening, even though by the end we were all really sweaty and no one wanted to sit next to us in the subway. Those activities comprised in most of the day, and by the time we got back to the church, most of us were too tired to do much other than just kind of go to bed. So overall, this mission trip was very succulent with memories, and I'm glad that when I was debating on going, I decided to give it a try, and I don't regret it. Thank you.
I too went to New York. So I'm gonna be honest, when I was going into this trip or whatever, it was a little different, but, and so we were all kind of like hesitant because, we were missing someone, but we did add in 2 new leaders and a few new students, and I can say that the trip, well, like comparing it to Chicago, it was different, but I think it was, just as good, if not better. And it was a lot, it was a bigger change from Chicago because we didn't have like a set like students that we were working with every day. It was more of like, you know, obviously stocking the inventory of this food bank and stuff like that, and soup kitchens, and we were more in contact with the adults of the city that we were working in, because in Chicago, you know, we were working with the kids and stuff. So just like Taylor, I had gone to New York in like October and seen, you know, Rockefeller Center. I was at like literally at the top of the rock, and then coming here, I was the opposite of at the top of the rock, you know, like I was immersed and like working in the projects. So it was really different, but it was cool to see like the different side. And sometimes you feel like when you see all the shiny, like Times Square, and you're just spending all your money, you don't see the actual city. You just see what they're kind of showing to the tourists and the rest of the world. When you have to serve in these different boroughs and stuff, you actually see what's happening and how you can fix it and stuff like that. And I think, I don't know if I'm pronouncing gentrification, which is when they take like these older neighborhoods and then they build in new pretty little like shiny modern places for a bunch of people with a lot of money to move into, and it raises the value. And so the people that lived there before who already don't have a lot, they're like, it's impossible for them to continue to live there. And that was a lot different from Chicago, where we were more focused on learning a lot about like the gang violence around there. So it was cool to see different cities that had similar issues, but kind of like originated from different like places or whatever. And we also had a lot of fun at Times Square, and there's like one funny story I'll tell where we lost Thurbil and Guire, which is kind of weird because no, okay. They're really tall, and so we don't really. Then we found like Gower. He was just looking at one of the Statue of Liberty people that stands there for like 4 hours, and we were like, oh, there he is. But so yeah, there were a lot of funny stories, and we bonded a lot even on the plane ride over because we tried to squish like 6 people in one row to play cards, and then we got yelled at by the flight attendant. But it's okay, because then we figured out a way to do it. So there were a lot of memories made, and I'm excited to go to, I think, Green Lake next year. It's not a mission trip, but I think it'll be just as cool because all the other older kids really enjoyed it. So, yeah.
Hello, Calvary. I'm Nathan, as most of you may know. On the Alamosa trip, I experienced a lot of different feelings. For example, at the shelter La Puente, we were where the poor and homeless came to eat and sleep. While we were at the shelter, I felt out of place. With all the different people and their perspectives, and hearing these perspectives, I felt I could do more to help, more to give, and hopefully these people can find good uses to the offerings that we give. And I was talking to someone at the shelter. I didn't get his name, but when I was talking to him, it was hard to listen to because of all the terrible things that happened to him. And I could see in his eyes that it was hard for him not to cry while talking to me. Then again, I felt I could do more to help, more to give. Thank you.